In course, in fact, nowadays I say Eastern Central Africa. I train as part of empowering others so that they can also earn a living from makeup artistry. And what else? I have quite an umbrella under that, but most importantly, I am married to one, Israel, and I have beautiful two big children. They're not babies, they always be my babies. But my daughter is right here, Lisa. She's 19. And my son is at home. He's turning 12 this year. So I'm so grateful, and I love Christ, and I am not ashamed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I love the fact that you three people own your brand. You own what you do, and you speak with confidence what you do. And that's got me thinking, as women who are empowered, do you think financial stability contributes to the overall empowerment and the well-being of someone? Do you think having money contributes to all these things? Anyone can start. Sorry for blasting you.
Yeah, financial stability is very important because one, it helps to relieve stress. Because especially when you're in business, you can't really work so much if you do not have finances. Okay, and for you even to be able to work, then you have to make sure that you have a base, a financial base that will help you. Because for business to grow, you need to invest. You need maybe to buy stock. You need maybe to do marketing and very many other things. So it's very important to have financial stability. Yeah.
Yes. Putting myself out there as a brand, holistically, just knowing understanding who I am first, what are my values. I don't let my values be diluted with the image that I put out there. That way it enables to attract the right type of clients for my business. So it's very important. And then when you brand yourself well out there, in return, it's going to work for your good because it's going to bring those clients who are going to be able to make you have the money that will make you financially stable.
And I love, even when you look at her page on Instagram, and I love the fact that as she does makeup for the bride, she always prays for them. And I think that has attracted clients who are, are Christians, let's say. You have also Muslim, but for Christians who come to her, they're always eager to be, to be done makeup by her because they know that at the end of the day, she's going to pray for them. It's important to have someone who is speaking life to you in the morning of being a bride. Yeah? And I think for personal branding, and that's why people wanted you to be here for that conversation, I think for personal branding is important because it helps you attract the right customers, as you say, and in long run, you have the best customer. Because I believe if you wanted to attract anyone, you would, with the, I think, thousands of followers that you have. But then you said, your values. You don't let your values be diluted. And so I also want to hear from the rest of the panel to tell us what is that one, especially for you, Mama. You see that you retired at 42. What is that decision that you made financially that changed the entire being of your life?
Okay, just one more thing to add on financial stability. When a woman is financially stable, it gives you a lot of confidence. Confidence to walk anywhere without feeling like, how do I do? Because it doesn't matter how much, it's not about having millions and millions and millions, but you just believing in yourself in whatever financial capacity or stage you are at. Okay, because in life we all grow. Other people might be like, someone can become a millionaire at 20. Others become millionaires at 30, 40. Others can become millionaires at 65, like KFC. The owner started at 65, you can imagine. But he still made it and become a millionaire. There's still others who become millionaires at 20. So whatever level you're at, it doesn't matter. As long as you have that financial stability, it gives you confidence to walk into rooms, to walk into even offices, even looking maybe for your orders, or if maybe you're in corporate for work or anything. Okay, so like I said, I am a teacher. I'm a trained teacher. So I used to teach home science. I used to love home science even when I was a girl. I owe a lot to my mother for mentoring me and standing with me. So along my working life, I taught for 17 years. At the same time, I was still doing this major hustle. And I think for me, my turning point actually was almost like the second year in employment. I saw the messenger coming with sacking letters for 2 teachers. I was like, hey, okay, so people can get sacked. I didn't know. Don't laugh at me, but I didn't know. I'd grown up in a family. I'd never seen my dad or mom lose jobs, so I didn't really know. So it's like, oh, okay, so this can happen. So for me, that was a stepping stone that, hey, your source of income can, you can just wake up one morning and you don't have a job. Where do you go? Where do you start? So that's when in college I had done clothing and construction. Actually, I'm a garment designer also. My garment was even among the best in college, Kenyatta University. So I started stitching. Kidogo, doing events, kidogo. Then later on I moved to cake. So by the time I was deciding, I'm leaving employment to get to business, I got to a point that I really didn't need my salary. You get what I mean? My business was somehow sustaining me. So my salary was just going to the bank, maybe to just pay chama, And then by that time, I'd also prepared myself. Because you don't just wake up and decide, I'm at a job. No. Don't ever make that financial decision. Because it can turn back on you very badly. Okay, unless maybe you have something to fall back on, or there are circumstances that have forced you. Sometimes mtu anapatikana na jambo and you're like, hey, I have to throw myself into the water. If it gets to that point, then you have no choice, but God will help you to wade through. But for me, it was a transition that I had prepared myself, and I knew I wanted to be my own boss, and do what I felt I loved so much, and do what I felt was more creative, it would really bring out the best of me. And then at that time, there was also that gap in the market for cakes, for good quality cakes. So I'll be very, very busy when schools close, with so many weddings, until it was getting a strain on me. So that way, when you try to do that, then it gives you a better overflow. And still you're able to empower yourself.
So I think for you, it wasn't something that was pushed. It was a decision that you made after seeing your business is doing well. Yeah, that was very nice. I don't know about you, Esther. Or did you just start in corporate, or have you ever gotten to a place where you have to make a financial decision that later changed your life?
Mm-hmm. So for me, it was a change. When you relax in marriage and tuko sawa na tukiwa hapo kazini na gari so ndio inakuwa mdogo, and then so maisha iko sawa,
when I'm married, I'm having a stable marriage. Nikienda job, ile hustle na mama tatu, unaenda unadropiwa hapo nje. So kazi kutoka hapo nje kuingia kwa kazini, unaona watu wakisema kumenyesha huko zile za at least Mungu asante. So that was me. But when sasa niliacha kudropiwa hapo nje, unajua ile watu wamezoea ndio sasa mingia na high heels. So ndio ingia na high heels. So utake mpango on the shoes. Hapana, sio. The high heels, you're young, you're energetic, but you want to ile kung'ara. Nataka nikifika kazi, yes, niko ule mtu ameng'ara. I remove my high heels so that because I'm a quality person, I'm in production, I change to my workwear. But now when me and my husband parted ways, sina mtu kwenye drop, that is one thing. Then ulikuwa umezoea you are living somewhere else, estate, unajua una live estate, now hakuna estate. Utaenda kwa nani? So for me there, and what I normally say is you have to have some people in your life who you can tell them. You see, me what I normally say is I'm very quick in reacting. Mimi nikiona sio poa, hapana, hapaendi vizuri. Why? Because my mom told me one thing. When something is not going right, you normally know it. Unajuanga, I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not seeing poa. So for me, when that happened, I had people around. My mom was there. Even I normally advocate for people to have strong relationship with the parents, the sisters in Christ. You get, someone you can tell. Oh, Sai, you see, for me, when that happened, I was in my house. We had already bought a house. We were together. So tuliachana, nimetoka asubuhi. I told God, huyu mtu, no, hapana. Let me say this. I asked myself 3 questions. Mommy, is this the life you want to be living? Unaona ile kunajiita kama mkutano. Is this the life that you want to be living? With all your mother's efforts to make you a better person, taking you to college, financing all your education. And then, na hiyo urembo yote Mombi, is this the kind of life you want? No. I said no. Nilikuwa kwa apartment sasa. So we were living in an apartment. East side, new apartment tunaishi. So mimi nikujanga east side. On 20th, it was the 20th of January 2017. So the date. Kuna ile unaambia Mungu, I know even the date. And I sat down and nikamwambia Mungu. So I asked myself those 3 questions. Mungu, hapana, no. You deserve better. You can do better. I told God, if we argue again with this husband of mine, God, I trust you, I love you, and everything. I'm for marriage. We had said for some time, like 10 years. So you hate divorce. God hates divorce, but God hates divorce. Yeah, I mean, God does not like divorce. But when things are uko, you get. I told this was 28th of January. I said, no, Pana, I cannot be living like this. And if this happens again, acha Mungu sasa itakuwa unapenda divorce. I will not. I have to take. So on 5th on 8th of February, you get to come there for what I normally journal every day. By the way, so many people. Me, I have these books like 20. I journal daily. So if I tell God, even I cry when I'm journaling. I cry because if you don't have someone to tell, kuna zile uwezi ambia your mom, ati mom nini uwezi ambia mom. Sio, hata kama ni mom mzuri uwezi mwambia the specifics zile zinawasha. So I journal. I tell my God, this and this is happening. And if this so nilikuwa nimejournal. So what I did is on now 8th of February, I just opened my journal and I told God, unakumbuka tulisema aje? Hii ni ile. Na ulisema I should trust you. I should trust you. Because my mama alinifunzaje? Mwombe you deserve better. And I said bye. Na unajua hiyo bye haikuwa ile ati uta nini? Niliamua na the next day vile watu ugombana awindi job, mimi nilivaa I had completely lost weight. Hadi ile trouser nilikuwa navaa, nilikuwa unapata kabisa trouser inacheza. Trouser inacheza. Nilienda job. I went to work and I told my one best friend of mine, unajua nimetoka home, tumeachana na my ex-husband. And I said, what? Nikakuja job? Yes. Why nilikuja job? Because na marriage life na financial ile mamangu alifunza. Mamangu haezi taka ati uko na pesa lakini you are tormented. What is that? Even your mom is not happy when you're tormented and you are married but you are also sawa. Your parents that like that. So that was my turning point.
Wow, let's clap for her. And I think for most women we relate with that, especially those who have gone through that. And I love her story because her story relates to mine in some type of way. And I know that so many women who are here are like,
It comes before a downfall. So for me, that one God has just been helping me to stay humble because I don't want to have pride. I don't want to have pride in my head. You will find me mingling with my assistant. I can sit and chat with whoever I'm going to work with. I can even get onto a boda. I can, go and buy bananas in the kibanda outside the estate. I can, just talk to that soldier at the entrance of the supermarket for like 5 minutes to just find out how they are. So for me, I always just ask God to help me to not have pride.
yeah, that's nice. Do you maybe have the way that you try to stay humble in your successes? Esther and Jen? Are you still thinking?
I think like the Bible says, humble yourself before the Lord and He will lift you up. It's not hard to still be who you are and try to separate who you are and your other responsibilities. Because like when I get home, before I even get to work, I am who I am there. I am a mother to my kids, isn't it? Before I even become a provider to my clients. And I have to make sure that I try to balance all the roles and being a wife, and everything that appertains, being a sibling, having all your responsibilities, and trying to make sure that every role that you have, you're doing it to the best of your ability. And in everything, you'll always find things just flowing and not letting things get over. Like, the many times I've gone to events, or the many times I have so many clients that some of them I've not met physically. Online, I do work, it's delivered and everything. And the many instances I have gone to meet a client, like, oh, so you're Jane. I was expecting someone big, big in stature, and okay, I'm not so small, but I'm short, and they're like, oh, you're so down to earth. Why? Because maybe they would expect, hey, Jane. Maybe they have heard Jane, hey, that Jane, maybe she's someone who's huge, maybe she's someone I might not quite relate to. But you go and you meet someone and they're like, oh, this is you. So it's all about having a good personality and still appreciating even what God has blessed you with and trying to balance all through your circles of life. You'll meet maybe the young vijanas and we are joking and playing. You're like, they call me CEO. You're the CEO when? Yeah, because at the end of it, you're still a person. Other than that nature or job or that title or job that you have.
Yes, thank you so much. And that has brought a lot of questions in my mind. And I'm thinking, there's an aspect that Jen has said, that I still remain a mother, I still remain a wife. But then there's a question that comes, yeah? And I would love to listen from the two of you being married, and from Esther also, from my experience and what she thinks will happen in her upcoming marriage. There's an aspect that women want to succeed, and we do succeed. But it gets a time where your success is fixed to the person you're married to. So you're successful, but unasikia wajua bibi ana nini tajiri. Like they associate your success to your husband. Si mbona hivyo? There are so many women, wife to politicians, they are doing so much, but their successes is associated to them being married to the politician. Sindio? So how do you make sure that your success, as much as you're married and you respect your husband and you're a good wife, but your success is not associated to who you're married to? Because that's where submission now starts shambling. Like when mimi, now you want to show yourself that without me, without you, I'm still me. So how do you make sure that as much as you succeed, your success, you still are wife to so and so, but your success is not branded to be because you're married to X? Let's start with Esther, maybe.
For me, what I can say is, we know the example of it be loud enough. Let people see you for who you are. Usikae chini ya ati my husband, for example, that politician you are saying, kuwa wewe. Let people know you. People like Laura said about the brand. Let people know Esther, or be visible. If wewe uko chini you get na mtu anaweza ule mtu anaongea anasema my husband did this, my husband. When ndio unaambia watu my husband. So the people only see your husband, yeah? Instead of saying I, Esther, am doing this and this, I'm inviting you for this and this. Jitokeze, for me I can say that. Be you, be seen. Usikae huko chini. There's my mom said for you to be number one, unafaa ukue kimbele, unafaa ukimbie kuliko watu wengine, si ndio? Unafaa ukue mbali pale mbele. So if the husband is number one, make sure tu uko pale mbele, uko busy.
And before the rest come in, and amenikumbusha one TikTok trends where people used to say, the day I will get married. The ladies, I think you all know that trend. The day I get married, mtu atakuwa kimemjina mwambia my husband. For those who are not married, so those who are married keeps on mentioning their husband. Mpaka ule mwenye hajaolewa anasema ile siku mimi nitaolewa. Twende date, my husband. Twende job, my husband. And I think people think it's cute and funny until now your husband has covered you. Totally. You're not seen. As much as you're so hardworking, but my husband, ndio tunamuona. And I love the fact that Esther alisema, every time you stand up, my husband A, my husband B, my husband C. It's okay to acknowledge someone, but also brand yourself first before acknowledging the other person. It can be your husband, it can be your mom, it can be your kids, but personal branding starts first. Maybe the others can also add.
It's important to know your worth. You as an individual, you as who you are, you as Lucy, you as Jane, you as Mary. Know your worth and celebrate your wins. By the way, celebrate your wins. Let people know that you, even if you are Bibi Daktari, like she say my husband, maybe Bibi Daktari, no, Daktari and I, Wakili and I. Before they get to Wakili and I, let that I, let that I stand out. Because even if daktari is there, we appreciate daktari is there. But what about you? You are not his shadow. You are not his shadow. You are in that relationship as a helper, as a partner, but as an individual, you also need to stand out. Know your worth, celebrate yourself also. So that people can also know Daktari's wife. I mean, let it then be Daktari's wife is like this. So that you're not just someone's shadow. Or you can't say anything other than, my husband say, my husband that. I also have sometimes clients who also, my husband has to confirm the orders. So you're like, oh, okay, so my husband also needs to tell me to sell. Also stand on your feet also, yeah, and celebrate yourself. And let people also, even if they know you as Mama so and so, it doesn't matter. Because it's also Baba so and so, maybe, yeah. But even as Mama so and so, what do people like? I remember you saying, yeah, I don't know if it was you, if it was Eve, saying when you die, what will people remember you for? The other day I was talking with my kids, and they were asking, why do people cry at funerals? Why do people cry? Do they cry because they are thinking of other things, or do they cry because this person who has departed, they find it like they have lost something that this person would have maybe given them? Or are they crying because they don't know where this person is going, whether it's going to heaven or to hell? Because we are all struggling to say we want to live peace and rest so that we go to heaven, but what's been there? Even yesterday in church, the priest was saying, even when Lazarus was raised by Jesus, there's nothing more that is talked about his life. No, later on now, after he resurrected, after he was brought back to life by Jesus, how was his life after that? Even the Bible doesn't tell us like how his life was. So we can't even say that even Lazarus maybe came and told us, heaven is all gold and silver and everything. You understand? So why do we cry? What legacy are we leaving behind? What have you impacted, even if not maybe to your parents, even to the people that you're living with, so they'll remember, even if it's not Daktari or Wakili, this mama, we shall miss this mama for this and this and this. So you need to have an identity, an identity of who you are and what may be, because we are all created by God in this world to do something, not just to be there, not just to add in statistics as voters. Oh no. God created each one of us for a purpose here on this earth. So what is your purpose? So you cannot live in someone's shadow and expect to fulfill God's purpose for your life on earth.
I love that. And I think most of the time when you talk, I'm just bringing it back to the ladies, and especially when you see TikTok trends, umesema you're not brought in this world kusikiza wenzake. Paka nimekumbuka TikTok where people just say, kwani mimi you do that, especially for you, Esther, who is in the managerial position. How do you get there without really looking at putting the others down for you to climb, making the others your ladder?
For me, what I can say is fear God. Fear God. Ogopa Mungu. Because when you do something to your fellow worker or fellow lady, Mungu si ati amelala, analia kabisa, Esther tufanye hivi. Esther is not genuine. This is wrong. Unatoa hii vile umefanya, umeenda ukasema something. Just be your own judge. What I'm doing, is it right? Nilikuwa sister yangu naweza mfanyia vitu kama hivi. Because yeye kuna mzazi wake na mzazi wake anampenda kama your mom loves or the sister loves you get. So first fear God and then know exactly where you're heading to. Okay, jua pale una head, because so many of us want to be there. So tunataka tukue pale mbele. Again, if you know and fear God, for me I say fear God, because obstacles will come, or you, but if you fear God, you will not backbite. Unnecessarily, ile unatoka na ile backbite mbaya ya kazini. Oh, then is not performing, then is not. are you the owner of the company? You're not the owner of the company. And also, it's not you who promotes. Even I normally tell my team members, ati mtu anakuja, because I have a team. Mtu ati huyu anachoongea mbaya alienda akaambia boss watu wangu na wamenamzanga. Yeye ndio ana promote ama it's God who promotes. It's God who promotes. It's God who sees you. Usi ati unababaika ati walisema. Walisema nini? Usibabaike. Focus. I want to be the best in this. I want all the ile mtu pale kutoka boardroom meetings, the directors, when directors are talking, wanasema usifikirie about Laura or Jane. No, don't. Fikiria about you, fear God, have a clear path. Maybe I know where I'm going, I fear God, so I'll not be there. Ile kichezea watu rafu. So for me, fear God, just know where you're going.
Yeah, that is nice. And also on that aspect of fearing God and focusing on you, at the end of the day, we still have easy noises from the community. You might be focusing on whatever you're doing, but the noise from the community, from your family members, can you just do like so and so? Can you be like so and so? Work hard, they're forcing you to do things zingine. For some women, in our force of finding wanafanya. And so I also want to hear, as much as we are trying to focus and fear God, but the noise are so loud at work, maybe your boss comparing you to so and so. Why can't you just work like so and so? Why can't you be, good like so and so? Am your parents even comparing you to the siblings? Am your friends? The noise. So how do you make sure that you block the noise, but still be competitive enough to stand out?
Know where the noise is coming from. Nani naongea? Nani ule mtu anaongea is a game changer? Ama ni mtu wa hapana. Sio kuna wale chura, sio kumka story ya ng'ombe na chura. Ile ni ng'ombe ama akikunywa maji. Chura, unajua ile story. Ile example
chura zile ng'ombe kunywa maji.
Yes. Kama ni chura inapiga kelele, don't listen. Focus. But if it's the big boys in the house saying that you need to work like wanyama, or you need to work like this, hapo sikiliza. Why? Because someone is pushing you forward. There is something you are doing which is not okay. So mtu alikwambia be like Carol. She comes early. She has never reported late. Absenteeism is not in her record. Sikiliza. Why? Because you are drifting. Auko unaona hizo mbaya hizo ndio zitakuwa wakiongea. Oh, that lady who normally comes late. Ule anakutanga amekimbia kwa job. No, know where the noise is coming from. Kama ni noise itakupush forward. Sikiliza. Esther sikuzi anakuja amechelewa. Hapana. By 7 a.m. I'm at work. Yes, kuna ile 8 to 5. Jua kama for example like me, we are supposed to work from 8 to 5. Lakini kwa sababu naenda kuonekana na kujanga mapema, I change my reporting. Na kuja 7 natoka 4. You get? So it's just a place. Sitaki kupatia kampuni. I think one of the speakers says give the exact. Lakini give it professionally. Do a calculated move. I'm coming at 7. What am I trying? Because at 4, I can also do my farming. I can also manage my things, the personal thing. Lakini ukisema utakuja cut, utasema utakuwa hivyo kutoka 5. Ama kutoka 5 ati o'clock unajua wale watu 5 to 10 wameshatoka bags ziko ready. You get? Utasikia hivyo. Why? Because she came late. But if you came early, umeshacheza na psychology ya watu. Anakujanga ukiingia unaona Esther kopani. So hata kitu kama mapema ujui ile time alikuja, you cannot know what time ama sema anakujanga saa ngapi. So know where the noise coming from exactly.
Yeah, and for the entrepreneurs in the house, for the competitors, how do you then do that? How do you make sure that you still are competitive enough, but also blocking the noise from utengenezaji keki nzuri kama so and so?
You have to be yourself. I think you have to be yourself. Like what Laura talked about by branding. especially if you're an entrepreneur. With branding, then you're able to, you know your skills, you know your value, you know your level, and what has made you get to where you are. For instance, like I've been in this business too long. By the end of this, I think 3/4 of you need to order cake from me because you have not tasted good cake if you've not eaten cake from Jen Bolonzi. All right. My Facebook page is Albert's Designs. You can check those designs there. Albert's Designs. Okay. So, one, you have to try and have a competitive edge over the others. What makes your work tick? Like, for instance, me, and I also love, Laura is also my makeup artist, by the way. We do a lot of work. We do a lot of work together. I'm also taking my daughter to her to be trained. She really loves her work. You have to engage in uplifting yourself, especially education-wise. I don't know if it's because I'm a teacher, but I believe for you to, or for your brand to grow, even in the corporate world, you can't decide you're just going to be there. Okay, you have to keep moving. So when you move and you go one level and another level up, it means then the stage at which you're doing your work, you have a competitive edge over the others. Like, is it last year? Last year, but one, I went to Nigeria to train on cake. You see that the final time, the one who's done Kina JP's wedding was my tutor. And that guy is amazing. I'm just waiting for Kenyans to decide they want those Nigerian kinds of cakes. I am here. Because I went trained with the best, and I know I can be able to deliver up to that. It's just that I think Kenyan joke about, keki milioni tano, pesa yote, okay. But okay, what I'm basically trying to say is that I have done my work and branded what I know I'm able to do, and I have my own costing. Like I'll tell you, I can't do my price beyond this because it won't make any economical sense for me, isn't it? So that if someone says, si Fayaz kuna cake, oh well then good, please walk to Fayaz. We will not compete because I'm not in competition with Fayaz. Fayaz are doing their work. They are amazing. They have their own target market. I have my own target market. So for a person maybe who wants my market, they will get value for their money. If someone goes to another person, they will still get value for their money. So it's all about you making sure that whatever, if it's about branding and the skills and the value that you're giving out, then you'll find that you'll really not be in competition with anyone. People will appreciate what you're able to give out.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, okay, this is too much for one day. And I also want to listen from Laura. You've worked a lot to becoming who you are. And I believe with the journey you have received a lot of, I don't know, but I want you to share with us if in your journey you have received any no, and what was it like?
Wow. Well, okay, the topic is finance. So they know I should stick within finance. Okay, let's get again to the next segment. Well, the no's are there. They have been there. They have been many. But I think one turning point, no, as far as the financial well-being of whom I am today is the year around 2014, I was to go abroad for work. Na si abroad ya mbali hapa tu UAE. I was to go to Abu Dhabi to become a spa supervisor because of what I've done. I've always done beauty. I did cosmetology in 2004. So at that point in time, I thought that was going to be it. like mshahara ulikuwa usiwe mkubwa sana, but it could have had a very good impact in my life. So, and I had just had my son. My son was about to turn 1. So I knew this deal. Yani everything was seeming okay. Yeah? Everything okay. Mshahara nishaambiwa atakuwa anapata 40,000, itakuwa nakaa kwa mahali, housing for staff, kwa hivyo kuna kulipa rent, chakula tunapewa. So yani ile 40 ilikuwa iwe tu kama yani imagine every month 40 saving tu. You know, nilikuwa nishapiga mahesabu nasema hapa mimi contract kama ni miaka 2, kimaliza na renew na nitaongeza mshahara. Yaani kwa nishajipigia mahesabu. Najua vile by end of the first 12 months lazima niwe na pesa fulani kwa bank blah blah blah. Hey, I got the biggest no. The last few weeks nilikuwa natarajia to travel in September that year 2014, but I was denied visa like I think some few weeks to your September, and the lady who was doing all this, the only explanation she gave me was your visa was denied. And the way everything had seemed okay, I knew the kind of uniform I was going to wear, I knew the number of other people that I was going to be in control and like supervising. I'm telling you, I thought like my world was crumbling down. That is the 24 August, I remember, August 2014, I can never forget. So it really got me down. I think I was down for almost 2 weeks of just, I was looking okay, but ndani nilikuwa nimekuwa so broken. I thought like, God, why? Like, see, ilikuwa shaivana. As in, how watu wanini kupeana, why these are people? But I didn't know that no, God had already ordained. You know, like He knew if I would have left, hakungekuwa na Touch by Laura, because at that time I was not doing makeup na bidii hivyo. Nilikuwa nafanya tu, you know, but that no, after that nakumbuka around hiyo September my husband alikalisha watu wa my husband. Anyway, yes, I believe God brought us together so that we can fulfill our purpose. So He played a big role. Akanikalisha tu mkutano, akaniambia lakini wewe, unajua what God has already placed in your hands, atatumia tu na usijali, you just hata hiyo mambo ya safari. I knew alikuwa ajitetea because we could have been at a long distance relationship. So at that moment mimi nilikuwa namsikiza na ile like just want me to be here and yet I can go in another country and still work, you know. But I'm telling you, it changed everything. Of course, that Laura was not born that September, but over a period of months after that, that's when I decided, by the way, I'll just give my all to makeup. Wacha hata niache mambo ya kuangalia mbali, because ningeenda kule kweli singefanya makeup, because I was going to work in a spa and manage a spa. People will pay this money, massages, blah blah blah. But mimi na kile kipawa Mungu amenipa, kingekuwa kidogo nimeenda nikakikalia, you know. So yes, it was a no, but it was at the right time. Over time, of course, now looking back, I think I realized it after like 3 years of Touch by Laura later. Sasa Touch by Laura nilipoanza sasa kushika. Like looking back, I was indeed, there had to be that no. If there wasn't that no, singekuwa pale nilipo sasa. So I'm so grateful to God.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was powerful. And I also want to hear from you ladies. The ladder to success is beautiful. Being called successful is cute and beautiful. But there must be something that you sacrificed for you to be there where you are. So I want to hear from all of you. What is the cost of being you? As the best baker, as the best makeup artist, and as the boss that you are in that company, what sacrifice did you make? It will not like, haitakuwa ati lazima uenda kuchukua ng'ombe ukasacrifice, but over time there is something that you gave up on for you to be who you are. Could you share that with us?
Yes. sacrifice comes with giving up something. I mean, for you to be able to move, you have to give up something. Number one, time. I had to give away my time. Time maybe that would be spent doing other things. Like I remember when I was just starting. That was before I became a full entrepreneur. I would go to work, come back in the evening, help the kids with homework, do everything. After that, get to work now on my business. So you can imagine, this meant at some point, that time that you maybe had, I would have wanted to spend a little bit extra time with maybe the kids playing and so on and so forth, became a little bit of a luxury. But what I used to do, I used to make sure Sunday was a special day for me and the kids, because it meant Saturday I'll be busy with events. Okay, in between I'm also very tired and fatigued, but I would make time, at least so that Sunday we have some family day, and you have time at least with your family. Success also comes with a lot of sleepless nights. Nothing is easy. There are many times, even this weekend, I think I slept yesterday because I've been busy from. Then I have a problem. I am a workaholic, and when I start to work, I cannot stop. I love working at night. Yeah, so you can imagine also what that meant. I remember sometime when I was a bit younger, and I had a lot of energies. It's just a tip I'm giving you, because I've seen at least most of you are still very young. Like I've said, I would go to work. I'm working and I have a business. That was before I got into full-time business, becoming an entrepreneur. And you are there, you have a lot of times I'll still work from home, because either it's teaching or sometimes maybe it's the cake that I'm working on. But even in the midst of the night, haki ya mwenyewe, unaenda unapeana na unarudi kazini na unaendelea na kazi. Amen. You understand? You have to try and make sure that you're not looked, your partner doesn't look at you like you're being a hindrance. As much as you want to proceed, yeah, and elevate yourself financially, but also don't be. That was just me. I'm not saying you do that. I'm just sharing. All right. Okay. But sleepless nights, working, and for a business to grow, you have to sacrifice a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. Sometimes maybe you'll even lose some friends along the way. Maybe those friends will want you to be hanging out with them, and that time you are busy. Like I have a friend, Friday, up to today, and she's not a young girl, but Friday is so special. She can't just be home. No, she can't be home. So you see now, for such a friend, she had to know, Jane, I mean, I love you, my friend, but Friday is not possible for me. Let's meet on Sunday. But Friday, so you see now, those are some of the sacrifices that you have to make along the way as an entrepreneur. Okay, time, your sleepless nights, energy, because when you're building a brand, you have to give it your whole body, soul, mind, everything. Let people see you and see your effort. Yeah? And things will not just come easy if you're not putting hard work into it.
And you've taken that. And I think she has spoken for all of you, because I feel like it's the same thing. Family time, friends. So you have to sacrifice a lot of things. And thank you for that so much. So because of time, I'll want to give 2 or 3 questions from the panel, from the crowd. If you have any question for them, you can air out. Any question? Ama wamejibu? Wow. Say it again.
Money comes and goes.
Thank you.
there's nothing wrong with salary. What is wrong is depending on salary alone. That is. Yeah. Repeat again. There's nothing wrong with having a salary. There is something wrong when you have the salary alone. Yes. There is something wrong with me. I'm taking that. There is something wrong with me. I need to work hard with the others. Yes, take a salary.
When you make money, treat yourself. I am one person who loves myself. And I've grown, it's been a journey, but I got to a point I realized you can't keep living for your kids, for your husbands, for your family and everything without leaving something for yourself. So if you work hard, treat yourself. Okay? However small, then as you also treat for yourself, also plan for retirement. Have some saving for later use and some emergency fund for the rainy day. But important, jipende. Na pesa yako, jipende.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for them. Wasn't the conversation nice? Was it nice? Clap again. So I want to say thank you to the speakers. Thank you so much. The time ilikuwa kidogo, but I hope that ladies have gotten something from this conversation. And so I will always recommend you again and again and again to talk about